Hey over there, Joe Lunchbox.
And Joy Nightingale.
And today we have landed, quoting AEW wrestler MJF, the most magical place on earth, Long Island. And today is a special day, because today is the total solar eclipse. Well, where we're standing, we're not in total solar eclipse. We're getting a solar eclipse. And we wanted to share that experience with you. Right now we're going to go into Smoothie King because they have Eclipse Berry Blitz, a special smoothie for today to celebrate. And then we're going to head over to the Cradle of Aviation, which is an aviation museum here on Long Island. We figured aviation, astronomy, they both involve the sky. It's a good spot to go enjoy this day, see the eclipse. And that's what we're going to do. So hopefully you like that kind of thing. If you do, you should like this video, subscribe to our channel, comment down below. It's always appreciated. But before we head in, I just wanted to also say, for all of you Empire Records fans out there, happy Rex Manning Day as well. It's very important.
Yes.
Might be more important than the eclipse. Depends who you are. But we're about to do it. So step right up. Let's go for this ride. Smoothie King. All right. Some locations, when you get this special smoothie, came with Eclipse glasses. This location said they were sold out, and this is the location near us. Eclipse Berry Blitz, a check. Starting off the day right. What's in our beverage today here, Joy, at Smoothie King?
Oh.
She asked to look at the phone. She forgot.
I did. There was like so much stuff in it that it said. And I was like, ooh, it sounds really good though. There is banana, wild blueberry, apple blueberry juice blend, white grape lemon juice blend, protein blend, and a blue spirulina.
I'm excited. I like Smoothie King. I used to get it. I worked in Manhattan. They used to have one in Penn Station. I would get it. I just had to start drinking it halfway through the trip home because sometimes I had to make sure I got home after I drank it. All that good fiber from that fruit.
It is so heavenly. The banana into the berry.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. You definitely get that berry flavor, but it does blend. One doesn't overpower the other, and one doesn't follow the other. They really just create one flavor. And I like berry, and I like berries,
Bananas.
and I like berries, and I like bananas as well. But obviously, we didn't come here to drink smoothies. We came here to go to the Cradle of Aviation and see the eclipse. Joy's gonna drink a smoothie though. And
This is really good. I'm so happy with it.
I know what you're all wondering.
What are we wondering?
Everyone's wondering, Joe, why didn't you go up to upstate New York to see the total eclipse, full coverage?
Okay.
I look at it, the sun, just picture it as a big pizza pie. Now, if you had a big pizza pie and someone covered it up, would you be upset? Would you want to have a little sliver of pizza instead of no pizza at all?
Okay.
Yeah, that's why we stayed here. And also, last night was WrestleMania, and we wouldn't have had time to go upstate. That's another story. So I just needed a reason. But we're gonna see it. Let's head over to the Cradle of Aviation now.
Smoothie finished. We made our way to the Cradle of Aviation Museum.
Now, we've already been to the Cradle of Aviation. We'll put a link to that video down below. But if you're curious why there's a museum of aviation right here on Long Island, well, there's a good reason. Charles Lindbergh started the flight of the Spirit of St. Louis, a stone's throw away from here. So there's a lot of aviation history here. We are here to talk about the eclipse, but we are going to show if there is anything new at the museum, just like this statue of Sally Ride. First woman in space is a good bronze statue, her hand outreached, holding up a space shuttle. No, she doesn't actually throw the space shuttle, she rode in it. But this is just like a representation. In front of the big inflatable astronaut, Joy is standing with our admission. We got some Eclipse glasses. Very cool. With the date, April 8th, 2024. We're doing things a little backwards today. We went right into the gift shop to start looking at models of the lunar module. You want to get your daughter into outer space, they actually sell Barbie knockoff astronaut dolls. As a kid, I had one of these Liquifly hydro rockets. You fill it with water, pump it up, building up pressure, and launch the rocket into space. On these space food people, I have a bone to pick with you. Why is it always ice cream sandwiches now instead of just space ice cream? I just want Neapolitan ice cream. But see, sandwich. Give me just regular ice cream. This is really cool. In the gift shop, they have this graphotype, a machine in the 1940s used to make dog tags. And you actually could get your own dog tags made here on this vintage machine. Gift shop shopping achieved. Pin. That actually says that we're at the Cradle of Aviation. But cooler than that, Eclipse marbles. Hancho in Mexico. How's it look? Quite snazzy.
Pin on.
The Cradle of Aviation has some fun activities here for the Eclipse. Drone zones, Eclipse mythology lecture, classroom, the science of Eclipse, Eclipse fortune tellers. Ooh, chalk arm pinhole projectors, so you can see the eclipse. Well, the pinhole projectors, not the chalk arm part. Did you know the future is now? Now, today, we're gonna watch that moon. Well, not the picture of the moon, but the real moon pass in front of the sun, blocking it from us. A solar eclipse. And if you don't know about the Cradle of Aviation, this is an amazing aviation museum here on Long Island. You definitely should check it out. We actually have a lower fin section of Space Shuttle Discovery. And it's here because it actually was built on Long Island at the Fairchild Republic Corporation in Farmingdale. And they actually have an amazing model right here. That little red on that back upper fin is the part we're actually looking at here in the museum. And this museum isn't like some aviation museums where it's just like, there's lots of planes. It actually traces the history of aviation, starting with some early balloons from the 1800s and some 1900s as well. Look at this balloon. This guy's riding in 1907 at Coney Island. The hot air balloon is rising. It's filled with air and it's rising. Actually teaching us how hot air balloons work, the burner, the ripcord, parachute vent. Oh, it's coming down. I guess they pulled the parachute vent. I love learning the different stuff that local people flew. Brothers Henry and Will Nell with their home-built glider in Richmond Hills, Queens in 1909. But this guy, he had zero fear. Look at him. He put on his little glider suit. You might go, that's a joke. No, he actually glided many flights over 1,000 feet. Langley Aerodrome 5. I like that we have all these push buttons to make things move and go. Welcome to Hempstead Plains. Harriet Quimby, is that you? Born in Michigan, came to Long Island, learned to fly a plane, and actually is the first woman in America to have a pilot license? And you might be thinking, why have I never heard of this woman? Well, she's had some bad luck. You see, her first main flight was from England to France, and it was supposed to be media there. And when she landed there was no media, and she's like, what happened? And the guy was like, well, the Titanic sunk. So she never got that recognition. She ended up passing away in her 30s, flying in Boston. There was a guy that had a two-person seat, and he was a portly fella. And when they were up in the air and she banked the turn, he stood to one side of the plane, and his weight made that they couldn't correct. And sadly, the plane crashed. And in the 90s, they finally recognized her and put her on a postage stamp, and they made the plane giant, her tiny. And she was supposed to be on the next 50-cent stamp. And when the next 50-cent stamp came up, it had George Bush Sr. and not her. There it is. First woman to fly the English Channel, April 1912. Blows my mind how much aviation history right here on Long Island.
I mean, truthfully, it is the most magical place on earth.
We're at the Great War, World War I, looking at some planes. It's interesting when you see a plane with the aluminum shell on it, and then you see what the bare bones of it actually look like. Massive engine strapped to this little wood frame.
Broke the solo endurance record by staying aloft in a Pelican for 26.5 hours.
Looking at the ninth bomb group at Mitchell Field in 1937. Here we have a map of Mitchell Field in 1939. And to the right, we have it in 2004. And if we look at this map, where Mitchell Field was, right here is the Cradle of Aviation, where we are today. Above us, we have one of Charles Lindbergh's first planes. This is before he had the Spirit of St. Louis. We're going to go talk about the Spirit of St. Louis, a little bit about Charles Lindbergh. Above us, looking at the Spirit of St. Louis, a few things to take notice. One, there's no windshield on that plane. You're like, how did Charles Lindbergh see? Crossing the Atlantic Ocean in 33 and a half hours. Well, if you look right here, this little box is actually a periscope. That was his front windshield coming out of his side window. They had to get rid of that front window because you see, the gas tanks, he realized it wouldn't be enough fuel, so they put another fuel tank up top. And to support that, they had to get rid of his window. And we have Charles Lindbergh's flight gear, and this supposedly is his height. Mind you, right now, this base is about 8 inches. Now, I'm 5'8". Add like that 8 inches. I'm still coming up here. So we're gonna say Charles Lindbergh was a tall man. Very tall man. Come with me. We have a replica of Charles Lindbergh's cockpit. Now picture, he flew across the Atlantic Ocean 33 and a half hours. Way taller than I am. No windshield. And also, remember, no bathroom. That's some crazy facts. It's always interesting. Different toys about World War II, and even the Fuhrer's face. See, it's actually from Walt Disney Motion Pictures. That's Donald Duck throwing some tomatoes in Hitler's face. If any of you happen to have an old metal Grumman canoe and want to donate it to the Joe Lunchbox Personal Museum, comment down below. I would love one of those in my collection. If you really want to fly planes, you could be an airline pilots by Sega for $2. Gotta follow directions to land the planes. Can you imagine living in this bulky spacesuit for 2 weeks? Some astronauts did. Let's go look up. I'm going to space. See you later. Do you think they have meals on this flight? All right, we got the moon. Now all we needed to do is move it from the sun. These lunar sample replicas rock. It's pretty epic. Grumman lunar module. Might not be open today, but there also is a firefighter museum here. On the other side, more planes, Joy, more planes! Now this is how I want to fly. Get my little cappuccino. Sit here, eat my sushi. Yeah. We'd actually make our way up to the El Al Israel Airlines, a Boeing 707. We're on part of an Israeli plane, and I went to use the toilet, and it screwed down, and I was all upset. But then I read there are additional toilets, and they're in the back of the plane, and then we don't have the back of the plane though. Joy's gonna fly this plane. I might be a little too much man, let's say, to squeeze in there. But it's okay. I'll be her navigator. I love maps. We got the Mediterranean Sea. Be careful you're flying, because we don't want to be on a highway to the danger zone. I know what you're saying.
What am I saying?
We're going to be in the sky. There's no highways. You know why?
The skyways.
Because where we're going, we don't need roads. I'm practicing. You ever know when you're on a plane, you hit turbulence and you see the flight attendants, they sit in their seat and they're putting on their straps and they're afraid we're going to die, but they have to put on that smile like, it's okay, don't worry. This is the Eclipse mythology lecture.
Others, they had their children, they had their grandchildren, they had their great-grandchildren. And as anyone who has been in a packed house on a Thanksgiving weekend knows, the more family, the closer proximity.
It's a cool lecture. They're teaching you how different cultures use their mythology to explain solar eclipses. We're getting ready. We got our glasses hanging out next to a plane right outside the Cradle of Aviation. It's about to happen. And it looks like a lot of people had the same idea we did to come to the Cradle of Aviation. There's a nice gathering happening. Everyone getting ready. And if you wanted to make a pinhole projector to view the eclipse, they have directions over here.
So we have, he grabbed this green piece of paper. He's gonna cut inside the box.
Yeah, we cut out the box. What we're making is a projector to view the solar eclipse in a safe manner.
Okay, so first achieved. Now, one of those metal pieces. Tape. We gotta tape that down.
We're getting it, we're getting it.
And make sure that it's very not squished up. Tape down the foil piece. Okay, now all four sides are taped down. Now the poking. Poke.
We made our hole.
Poke.
So we made our cutout, our little pinhole. So we put a paper on the ground. And you have to get closer to it. I don't know if you can see that. You can see where we see the sun coming through, that little dot right there in the middle of our aluminum foil.
Mm-hmm.
When the eclipse comes, you'll see that dot disappear because the sun is blocked. So we could view the eclipse through our little pinhole projector. A little behind the scenes action. Joy filming the eclipse. She's using one of our pairs of glasses over the camera lens.
Found it.
Looking down. Right now it looks like someone took a little bite out of a cookie. That bottom right corner. Right now it looks like someone took a little bite out of a cookie. That bottom right corner.
Yeah, look what it looks like.
We got all your solar eclipse news outlets here. We have on Long Island Channel 11 and Channel 4 News getting the eclipse footage. All the people are starting to fill up here. We found a nice little spot on this grass berm hanging out. Joy got our video camera lined up, glasses to hold over it. At this point, the moon looks like Pac-Man, about to eat some ghosts. Look. Look at this high-tech equipment we got going here. Our Sony Handycam with glasses in front of it.
So high-tech.
Oh my gosh, it actually looks like there's pieces missing from the sun. Oh, snap.
We can see the moon coming from the bottom right corner of the sun, slowly engulfing the circumference of the sun, blocking it out. And right now it looks like a crescent sun. We're used to crescent moons, but today we get the crescent sun. Doesn't it remind you of Cookie Monster taking a little nibble out of a cookie? Does to me. So a little eclipse knowledge. There are two kinds of eclipses we could have, solar and lunar. We're having a solar eclipse today, but if it was a lunar eclipse, that is when the moon is here the sun is here, and the earth passes between, and the shadow of the earth blocks out the moon. Today, with the solar eclipse, we have the moon here, behind it the sun, and our perspective of earth looking at it. So now the moon is moving in front of the sun, blocking out the light of the sun for us. That is the solar eclipse, what we have today.
We're going that direction.
Yeah. It's amazing. Everyone's sitting with their glasses on, just staring up into the sky. It's weird to think little kids playing, looking up once in a while. Next one of these eclipses is in 20 years. They're going to be grown-ups next time they have this experience. We're going to have some dogs out here enjoying the solar eclipse. We're at about 80%. You can see the moon is almost covering the sun fully now. It's getting more and more covered. Here on Long Island, we might be having a partial solar eclipse, but I'm saying we're actually having a totally awesome solar eclipse. So in my book, we're having a total solar eclipse. We're coming down to the last minutes. The sun is almost fully covered, well, as most covered as we're gonna get here in Long Island. It looks like a tiny, tiny crescent now. The crescent's getting thinner and thinner. Almost have full coverage of the sun.
Is that one?
It might not be a solar eclipse yet, but now we have some sun coverage.
And wait. Total eclipse.
It's what happens when the clouds block out the light of the sun. All you out there, I need your powers. Your magic powers. Just blow at the clouds and make them go away. We need the clouds to go away. We got 10 minutes till the most coverage here, and we have too many clouds. It's crazy. Joy wears transition glasses, but the sun has went away so much that they transitioned not like the sunglasses, but back to regular glasses. It definitely has got a lot darker here.
Wow.
Hear those cheers? That's an eclipse. The sun is being blocked.
So that was our totality.
We have hit our totality. It looks like if there's anyone up in that sky, they've been cutting their toenails.
Woo!
We have hit totality here on Long Island. Yay, an eclipse!
Happy Eclipse Day!
Now everyone's trying to rush out of here before the traffic comes. Hope you all enjoyed the eclipse. It's a high-tech photographer right here. She's getting the shots.
It's all about that. I'm proud.
Ooh. So there you have it. Our solar eclipse 2024 here on Long Island. I also have to say, I love that Cradle of Aviation Museum. Walking around that was good. Our smoothie was good.
Oh my God.
We were so happy we got to share this experience with you. I mean, most of our videos we do are like, hey, come look at this cool thing. This more is, hey, look at this cool thing that we saw.
Yeah.
You might have been in the part of the world where you couldn't see it, so hopefully you enjoyed our take of it.
Or you might have been in some areas that you should have seen it, but unfortunately due to Mother Nature.
Yeah, some people that flew to full totality of it. There were supposedly clouds today and they didn't get to see it. I liked it here on Long Island. You had a good day, Joy?
Oh, I had a blast.
I think we could call it.
I think so.
Solar Eclipse 2024. Been there, done that. Remember, folks, safe travels.
Good eats.
And live life. And if you were looking for the bathroom, just follow the Martians pointing the way. No zombie apocalypse, no terrible things happen, just a solar eclipse. Nothing to worry about, people. That's awesome.